We back. We back. We back. It's the sin. He's ready to sin. I'm ready to sin. And I'm ready to win. I'm ready to win. It's the Renaissance, bitch. More Cinder, more drama, more llama. It's the mark. Let's get into it, guys. I'm gonna fight these motherfuckers. Just like I'm fighting these retarded arguments that everybody makes on Reddit. We got a post from our wonderful Sinner Reddit. Our wonderful Sinner Reddit. Cinder Reddit. And this is more of a Cinder, sided argument. I realize the last two videos I've made on this news piece, on this VTuber hit piece, have kind of been one-sided. And there are two sides to this argument. There's no good or bad, evil and light, hero, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's just people. It's never really that black and white. So there are some things to deconstruct. The whole thing is just weirdo behavior. And we got a schizo post from my guy, Final Confidence 610. So allow me to overindulge you in his platitudes. We'll jump into it. I want to share my thoughts on something. I have the ADHD. So overthinking on stuff like this was at work minding my business. When I checked my phone on Twitter, I saw someone made a doc about the timeline on the incident. Rereading some of the messages and things they claim had me thinking if there was actual threat in Nano to comply to cancel other people. Models, there wasn't any evidence of her being told stuff where she didn't do something, there would be consequences. There wasn't any of that. What I saw, there was actual no proof of threat that she didn't comply. Okay, something of the point that Nano's language wasn't... Nano's first language is in English, and someone had to help her with the docs, so someone could easily twist the words. But I can't say without more proof. This is also true. Nano's first language is in English. This is something that I really love about the VTuber community in general. It's kind of like the gaming community, where it's very diverse. And you're going to meet a lot of different people, a lot of different languages. And as far as these artists go, rigging is kind of an art in general. Nano is an amazing VTuber artist, which means you have to do the rigging as well. And they are from a different country, So they had to get help with the doc. I imagine they were in correspondence with a lot of people who also dropped the doc to understand the situation and have them read over the DMs as well and be like, was she trying to... I don't know what she was going to do, So we're going to leave that part out too. But this is true. This is true. Words can be misconstrued by whatever third parties have been involved. We don't know all the players in the game, right? I'm going to continue. Noted, I thought of this when I saw Bao live, when she cried and was upset and didn't like to see her cry. It made me confused on why Cinder would do this. I did see that stream too. That was... Yeah, it was extremely awkward. It was extremely awkward. I really hate seeing streams when people cry, but it's a very emotional situation. It's like a backstabbing. I've been backstabbed by the mean girl. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. When people comfort you, it's like, yeah, but I should have known. So I don't feel, the comfort doesn't feel good. It's like, oh, you fucking idiot. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. So I understand. I understand. It was a very emotional time. Okay, so Bao said, Lily knew of the situation and hold off the info till Bao's surgery while she has to be on meds because it can be emotional outburst, and Lily telling her about what has happened. Why would you tell someone who just got a surgery is a pain with a massive bombshell? And of course they're going to have a response with emotional distress. I'm not blaming Bao on this, but I believe she was baited to join on the docs when there isn't proof of Cinder sabotaging her model wearing the docs where Cinder was mainly involved, and telling someone to cancel models for people if she knew about the situation. It could have been, other issues and thought something else of her own friend's model. Okay. Reddit was the main contact, and contact tweeted the docs, the messages, and they believe Cinder was behind it when they knew about it. But I don't believe that. Of course, people couldn't say Red was her boyfriend. They, of course, talked about this privately, and people could say they talk about everything. Of course, they were in it together. Right. So the whole boyfriend thing, we know about the situation. Red is kind of like the scapegoat, the tank, the crash test dummy. So now that we don't know what their actual plan was with the so-called Red situation. So funny how his name is redacted too. But honestly, I think she has a lot of potential to come back now that she's excommunicated. Like changes have been made as long as we see behavioral changes forward. You know, she's obviously allowed to come back into space, guys. I didn't hate the streamer. Sinder has good clips. It's a very, you know, there's two very good reasons to love the model. So, you know, we're not gonna like throw all the merch away and, you know, burn it all and, you know, just fucking farm it for clout. You know, if you really hate your Sinder merch, which I don't understand why you bought it if you hate it now. Because I just love plushies in general. I don't know, Kirby could come out as a Nazi in the future and I'd be like, I still like the Kirby plushies I got though. I guess you're gonna make Kirby Nazi Germany now, Nintendo. That's fine. I don't care. I still like the Kirby plushes. Like, I don't... Whatever, guys. Donate it. Donate it. And if you really want to farm clout still, just, you know, take a picture of it in the box to donate. And it's gonna be slower gratification for the clout. But I feel like eventually you're gonna look back at that post of you burning the Sinder plush and you're just gonna cringe. You know, okay, you're gonna look back at the post of you donating it to a little kid and you're gonna cringe too. Maybe a little sooner than looking back at the fire one, you're gonna cringe. But at the same time, little kids love plushes. I know, I was a little kid once, yesterday, and I love plushes. So donate it to me, please. Anyways, moving on. Newsflash: not all relationships are the same. Partners hold off on some things without telling their partner for protection or another reason. I believe. Ooh, this is a really lonely individual, but we're gonna move on. I believe Red hold off some main parts of the messages with Nano away from Sinder, and if she knew about it, then there are no messages from them talking about it of Sinder and Nano talking about Bao. The only message we see is with Red. That's true. There's not a lot of direct contact between Bao and Sinder, and I'm just like, look, people are dumb. Girls are definitely dumb, and sometimes they just don't be texting each other. Like if I don't need to, I don't need to. I don't know. Having them all be in on it seems a little weird. They have all been on streams together though, and have very interesting clips together because, you know, VidCon and things happen. What not? We're not gonna get into the good inside of VTubing, which is like the whole thing. But okay, it's not the whole thing. But moving on to the next paragraph. One more thing I wanted to point out. They went publicly on this and was told Sinder tried to talk with Nano when the doc came up, but Nano blocked her without saying anything, and only the doc, all three, came as soon as Nano. Doc came out all point and supporting Nano and blaming Sinder, and they didn't talk about this privately and told thousands of people about it. Two main factors they probably didn't think on. One, if she would harm herself and all of a sudden hate and resentment, Sinder can be overcome with hate and towards herself and anyone would hurt herself or worse. Two, losing everyone and hurting her future, or losing their editor and the person who makes BMG soundtracks and loses everything they would gain from all this and gave her their views and support and thinking they have the Sinder in her mental state. She will partial owner of Game of Subs, but we don't know if she will lose that. Okay, this is kind of like a... It's getting hard to defend the nanobites, especially when you use like two sentences. And then three sentences, three periods in this damn giant-ass paragraph, this giant-ass run-on sentence paragraph. But I do get what he's saying. Guys, it's creative shit, though. It's all running out of business. It's all dying. If you're working for a horrible person, you know, guess what? If you're a good creator, you're gonna find someone else who's not horrible to work under. So I don't agree with this. All the viewers, too, they can just find a better content creator. This is not like your moral grants, like, how will I ever live without, you know, like, if not, what would happen if they just took a break? Or what would happen if they just, like, died? You know, it was like, oh, what a crime to all these people that can't watch and goon anymore. Like, no. You know, they will live. I feel like the suicide is just like, we're in such a coddled generation now. It's like, that's why you motherfuckers are jumping. You know, we have to stop. We have to stop the coddling. I don't know if that'll lead to less people jumping, but it'll lead to thicker skin. And I think the thicker skin will lead to us having more conversations that will lead to us understanding why people are jumping. And like, get the true essence of it out. And, you know, spread that real message, because people need the real message. This is a fucking weird-ass message, though. He's kind of simping. Let's see here. Oh, man, there's gonna be a fucking hell of water tomorrow. I'm dry as fuck in here, though. let's get back to this paragraph. Where does Lily come into this? When she told Nano to expose Sinder about what has been happening, could have Lily have issues with Sinder and one of the fastest growing YouTubers who got amazing March shows and got gamer subs ownership and could have been jealous of someone else and maybe watching out for a friend who cared? These are cracks in the areas people are not looking. They see one thing and believe it without seeing the small details. Okay, very small detail. And I can tell, there's another small detail, Mr. Detail Person. I can tell that you do not watch Lily's streams, and you do not understand the kind of person Lily is, okay? Extremely unjealous. These are most indie VTubers, okay? Most indies kind of don't care, because you have to have like a crystal clear, pristine rep. So, you know, there may be like that resentment building, but you know, you're not gonna like crash out on that. And then we're gonna move on here. We're gonna move on here. I'm gonna speed run through a couple more of his points. But people don't see that. They see she's a cheater and manipulator. She's a narcissist, only for business. They don't see the small things and what the docs say. Do I believe this was targeted? Yes. And kind of one, Nano shared in a private conversation to someone who else could share other private conversations, and two, Lily knew about it for a while and hold the information until someone who was in emotional distress and pain could be easily dragged into problems. Yeah, I'm skipping out on words because it sounds really dumb when I'm reading it. And I don't think that's just because I'm high. It might be because I'm high, but I don't think it's just because I'm high. I mean, I guess. Yes. But at the same time, well, I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna finish a couple more of his points. I'm saying this, I'm not defending anyone or seeing a lot of things unfold. If some content creator sees this and calls me a simp for Sinder, okay, I'm a fan. She got me out from dark times in my life when I was depressed and hated everything and her laugh and happy demeanor and many things to be happy about it. And I think about her for inspiring me to do more. As someone who almost lost their life to a friend in death, believe me, when I say this, you'll regret the stuff you say you did without knowing their mental well-being. I do hope Sinder is okay, and proper treatment from all this. His death isn't funny and something painful thing to experience for someone who cares about the person. Sorry if it takes us about proper living and the things I need to share with the person in a couple hours. Thank you for reading, and please don't send more hate and criticize me for my opinion or things. I overthink things, but don't mention anything. And I've also said this with my own thinking. I support all those affected with this drama, and I hope there's more to a story we don't know. There always is. And that's the thing, though. What I've been saying about this whole doc and why they all had to drop it is to understand, guys. To understand. That's what I said in the last one. And we still really don't. There's a lot of pieces. But I'd say, like, what general she's doing, the actions, no one really has a problem with. Like exclusive artist. Care. What, you want Nano to be exclusive with you? Sure. Communicate that to Nano. Hire her and pay her. In no way. Like, imagine if McDonald's was like, we want to be your personal chef, but you just gotta, anytime you want food from anywhere else, just tell us, and then we'll charge you and make it, and then we'll go get it from the other place. You know, I'm like, what? And I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. Just go, like, buy a McDonald's, you know, you don't, or buy a bunch of places that you want. You know, I don't understand why you have to be this awkward whenever Silvervale asks for art. We are then saying no and getting money from you. Like just hire me and pay me a living wage. Unlike a corporation. Like, that is the dream for an artist. That's why Nano is so upset by this, and that's why she may have gotten some guy who doesn't even know what the fuck English is, because she just needs to get this message out, because she's fucking confused. I thought I was in for artist nirvana. Like, no. It's the fact that Sinder inherently was just not being forward with her direction in life. Like if you do things like Cinder's doing, and you're just like, yes, I'm here for business. I am transactional lady. I will be the best VTuber in the fucking world. My tits are the best. My animations are the best. We're getting the best artists. We're getting the best. Like if she was Trump But like VTuber version, and she was very forward about it, that would be cool. But the fact that she's manipulating and acting like the catty nice girl to everyone, it pissed some people off. And it pisses me off when people do it to me. People still do it because that's how you're supposed to do it, but not really at the same time. And that's corporate America, people. That's corporate America. That's the show business. That's the business in general. That's how you get up the corporate ladder. And why a lot of creative, like genius people who make good systems generally stay at the bottom or stuck in their, wheel turning area. Because we overthink these general business transaction moments where you're just supposed to be authentic and be like, I want to do this to get this. We overthink that simple thing, that simple level of communication. And communication is generally what we're doing here. That's the name of the game. Sinder believed she was that girl. She believed she was that tuber. She believed she was that bitch to come in and do it her way, pave a way. And I think it is a very inherently toxic thing. I'll get back to that one point he was saying where it's like, they may not have shared anything. I don't think you've ever been in a business or work relationship with someone you're dating. If you've ever worked with someone you're dating, or if you've ever been in school with someone you're dating, you're going to talk to them. If you love them, which I don't know, guys. Like, if we're not getting into relationship with girls we know we, like, in the moment are fully there with emotionally, I don't know why. Like, you're going to tell them about anything you see, especially if you think it's going to affect them emotionally. So, with things like the small details of Bao's messages to Red and Red's messages to Bao, like, a lot of the schizo posting that he's doing is running around generalizing her actions and being like, she's still a good person, she's still a good person. But nobody's arguing she's not a good person. We're arguing that she's a liar. Liars can be good people. Lying is not a bad thing, It's just a habit that most people are going to look at you badly if you do a lot. And she did a lot of it. She did a lot of it, but at the same time, guys, even if she did all that shit, she did everything, she came out with this apology and just took ownership of it. It would have been cool, which is why Sinder's Reddit is popping off and going like, no, guys, she's fine, because the main problem with this is the apology. That's the main problem, which is why people were saying she should redo it. And I'm like, that's so dumb. Like, that's so dumb that life is literally a video game for these VTubers. If she redoes the apology, you realize that life is a video game for these VTubers. But I think life is a video game a little. It is a little bit of a video game. So that would be cool, but in reality, there's endless ways to go about this crash out. So I'm glad she's taking her time. It's been like a few weeks since the beef, since Cinder Drake was annihilated by the K-bots. But hopefully this doesn't last too long. I would like to see more Cinder. I would like to see if she's coming out with a new model. Maybe she won't work with Nano anymore. She was a light. She was a light. All the VTubers are. And that's why it's so hard, because you realize you're stopping Nano, a form of expression in that world. Like, that's one of my favorite things. Like, one of my favorite things, and why I'm a little, happy to start out this way and not have like a face cam and just do like the faceless podcast, is because I love expression. I love expressing myself. So now I'm doing it through the game, through the cosplays, through my voice, but like bodily expression, artistic expression, just like portraying emotions through things like art is very fun to me. And I believe your body language is a form of art if you put work into it like that. If you put, that general effort into it, just like, martial arts or dance. But, everyday body languages are truly a dance of communication. And you are inherently cutting off dances of communication for these other girls and these other creators. Because Nano is an amazing artist. And offering this amazing artist something like a free ride, like a thing we all desire, like I can just wake up and make art for this person and they're gonna pay me daily, and I can just make art because they're paying me to live, and I get all this money, like who wouldn't want that if you've been drawing all your life? And Nano thought that was what we were working towards here, and it was definitely not. It was some weird shit. It was some weirdo shit. And you realize you're speaking a different language. Like if I was talking to some Japanese guy and he was putting me on some weirdo shit like this, I wouldn't understand. I'd be like, my videos are this good, my music, my mashups are this good. I gotta make them only for you, boss. I got you. Like that would be so messed up. That'd be so messed up. So as a creative, I really understand that, but we're in the AI generation. A lot of people really don't care about that. They just like the VTuber because it's a VTuber. And reading this guy, he really connects with her because he brought her out of a dark time, which I relate to. A lot of these VTubers brought me out of this dark time, you know? But I feel like you also have to take ownership over the fact that you yourself found them, you decided to watch them, and you brought yourself up with every action you took after that. So, you know, I love being parasocial. We have to take it out of there sometimes and be like, these people fucked up and they gotta pay what they owe. You know, they gotta deal with the results. And it doesn't look good for her. I will tell you, there are 1,000 ways for you to climb that way back up. You know, we're not gonna do a hate fest on her. We've done enough hate. But this is some weirdo shit, I will say. You know, you can't keep riding like this. For sure. And like I said, I've had some crash outs that were similar to Sinder in my entertainment business lifestyle. So I tend to like to do podcasts by myself for a little bit here. I haven't been in an actual play show in quite a few years. But I still keep up my diction. I still keep up my dancing because I like performing. I believe music is more of the avenue that I'd like to daily grind. But, yeah, it doesn't end up well because the truth always comes to light. And I think 2025 here, year of truth, it was bound to come eventually. It's bound to come eventually. Yeah, the year of truth, guys. The year of truth. Sorry, I was looking at that light. I believe it really is here because with AI, a lot of people are they're more discerning, you know? People think real things are AI all the time. It's going to make the truth so much more visible because people are looking. Which, I mean, you can call that a good or bad part of AI. If you're doing bad shit and you don't want people to know your truth, watch out, man. Watch out, man. It's hard not to live a holy life 2025. You know, it's hard not to live a pure life and then to not be seen. It's because people are fucking looking. They're looking hard. They're looking long. You know, they're looking soft. They're looking short. They like short. Short form is in. But these long form things will purify your mind. Get you into these long topics like justice and what the fuck that really is. You know, because a lot of people are like, we want justice for these VTubers. I mean, of course, losing Nano is inherently losing money. Which is another argument this guy has made. I think he did make it here, but if he didn't make it, he could make it. That, you know, all these docs coming out is just them appealing. It's like, you know, the angry rich people like, my money. This is why Nano wouldn't give me my money. You know, because it is wonderful things, you know, like imagine if this was SpaceX 20XX and Nano was making robot suits and she was just trying to exclusively secure Nano to make the robot suits for her, and you're like, wait a minute, that's why I didn't get my robot suit. That's kind of fucked up. You know, anything though, anything really. The underhanded way to do that is fucked up. And this person doesn't understand the language, so when you're telling them to cancel stuff, and they haven't been over to this country that this other VTuber is from, and they're thinking, well, Sinder likes me, and they wouldn't lie to me. So canceling for this other person because Sinder said it's okay. You know, she gave me all these good reasons, like the fact that she's so popular and it makes so much money. I don't feel bad about this, you know, and it's just a weird situation to where if you don't like openly discuss things with each other, and it's like they were all on stream with each other. They have like a Discord group together. Like it's weird to not just openly say, hey bitches, I'm gonna be at the top. I'm gonna slap your ass down, and your ass down, and your ass down, and that bitch over there that ain't even in this chat, I'm gonna slap her ass down. Hey, that bitch over there that I don't even know I look like a little bit for some reason, but I'm gonna slap her ass down too. You know, like, just tell people. If you want to be in the chat with them. See, I'm the person who would do some Sinder shit. I would. I so would. I would do some Sinder shit, but you know what I would do? I wouldn't be in a chat with people. I wouldn't be in a group chat with people I'm fucking over. Okay? Okay? I wouldn't have any friends. I wouldn't have any friends. I would maybe have Red. And that's it. Me and Red be fucking up everybody else along the world, but you gotta do this catty shit and be like the undercover. You know, that's how it is in the movies. In real life, people don't like that. Well, in movies, people don't like that, but you know, there's always like a quote-unquote happy ending. This ain't no happy ending, man. But it always has a chance to be. It always has a chance to be. Like next week, it is the 12th today, so this event resets every halfway of the month, every 15th and 1st. So we'll see if I can get all the way to the second version, to the second stage next week. We'll see. We'll return to the Cinder. We'll return to the Cinder Renaissance. Holy! Just remember, guys. There's no real evil. You know, real evil doesn't exist. You know, it's all evil. It's all good. It's all a little evil, a little good. A little salty, a little sud, a little rusty. Good show. Good show. I hope everybody had a good time. Drop a sub if you want more talks about Cinder. I'll probably do one next week. We'll see where it goes. We see where it goes. I love ya. I'll catch you later. Next time.